What's going on, people? So we got this box of shoes in. This is heavy. Got this box of shoes in a little while ago, maybe a couple hours ago, something like that. I don't know. But I'm gonna open these things up, show you what's all inside, give you the quick run through review sort of thing, and then probably talk about the movies and stuff if I remember. And that will be the end of that, right? Man, like it has been like it was raining and then it was snowing and then it was raining again. Like the weather is just like it has not been great. If I wanted this, you know what I'm saying? Like I would still be living in Iowa. Anyway, so side, you saw the top. There's the side, right? Kind of give you some idea of what's going on in there. Quick strike. Apparently it is. Who knew? I didn't. I don't really research things. All right, let's see. So on the inside, to show you this thing as it happens, I got some of this fancy paper in here that they do once in a blue moon. Not very often, but it is a thing that happens from time to time. And eventually under here, I should get some shoes. That's the whole point of this thing, right? They put a lot of paper in here. You know, they do all those things saying, oh, we're reducing the carbon footprint, we're doing all this stuff, and blah, 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 with all their, like, a lot of their other things. But then it seems like all the stuff that doesn't get all the extra packaging, like this, gets so much of the extra packaging, right? So it's like, I feel like you guys might just be breaking even at this point, you know? But whatever. Let's go ahead and, what is that? Remove before flight? Like that's, uh, all right, whatever. So looking over these things real quick to see what's going on here. And yeah, I mean, they look fine as far as like just looking to make sure that nothing's like wrong with them. Though if there was something wrong with them, I wouldn't really have much of anything to do about it, to be completely honest. So whatever, let's just go ahead and knock this thing out. So for those of you who don't know, which is probably none of you, this right here is the Nike Air Foamposite 1 in the Galaxy colorway, right? Pretty sure I got that right. So that's what you see, all that stuff up there. Down across the bottom looks like your standard Foamposite does, right? Somewhat clear. And one thing you can't really see it on this one, I was going to point it out, but since I've been doing a lot of like running shoe things, I've been noticing like the plated shoes and like how you can kind of see the plates sometimes and sometimes you can't. I noticed a while ago that the carbon plate on the bottom here, like if you look closely, you can kind of see like the outline of it. Yeah, for years I just knew that there was carbon stuff on the bottom of these, but never questioned it. Same with like Jordan 11s. But yeah, recently I noticed that like it's actually there. Anyway, so there's that, right? We'll get in here real close, like so you can kind of see what's going on. This is basically space and all that stuff, you know, the galaxy thing. Kind of reminds me of there was like some episode, some variation of Spider-Man that kind of had like a suit that looked like this. I can't remember what it was. I mean, I would guess Galaxy Spider-Man, but that sounds too obvious to be right. You know what I'm saying? But it was a cool thing. Anyway, so that's going on there. If is this the same? This is the same thing, right? And even on the inside. Okay, so sometimes when you have shoes like this, like the print will be different. This time, what you see on the outside of here is the same thing as the outside of here. The insides are also exactly the same too, right? You can kind of see that there. So, you know, they lose points for creativity in my personal opinion, but whatever. They do give you this, though this is just stupid to me, but hey, it is what it is. It does come off, has this little key ring sort of deal going on up there, so I'm sure some people will leave it on, but those are probably the same people that leave the StockX tags on, and we don't talk about them. Moving along past all that stuff, one thing I will say down in here, sometimes this little liner between like the foamposite, between like the outer shell and like the laces, you know, the material can vary. This time around, it seems to be some sort of like a nubuck type of thing. I'm not great with materials or whatever. Usually I just kind of show the close-ups in the videos and let people determine for themselves what it is. So that's kind of what's going on right now. No picture, but if I hold it still enough, you can kind of see what's happening. And then down in there, you do have a little stitched in Nike swoosh, right? So that's about it. Not a whole lot else going on there. You got a little strip down the middle. Otherwise, everything else looks the same. You got a 1 cent logo at the top, right? You can't really see that in there, but just trust me, it's there. Same with the one on the back, right? So if you really wanted to see it, that's what it looks like. And what's going on the inside? Well, on this one, you have a little reddish Nike something or other going on, right? And on the other one, you have the exact same thing. So that's what's going on there. All right, so now that we've covered everything real quick here, I'm going to slip this pair on. I mean, I have a lot of foamposites and stuff, I do. But just to make sure these fit like the other ones fit, because they're all 9.5s, right? Well, there were a couple 10s earlier in my foamposite buying life, but I didn't really understand sizing at that point and it was a whole thing. So I ended up with some sizes that I didn't really want. But, because foamposites generally do fit kind of slim, like having something that's a half size too big isn't really that bad in this case. So these right here, I bought them true to size. They seem to be working out fine as the other ones do. Like I said just a second ago, they are a pretty slim build. There's nothing around that. It just is what it is. Part of that being the way the shoe is constructed, right? So let me break out this other one. So you do have this little sock liner type of thing going on in here, right? See that? Kind of like was it the Jordan 9, the Jordan 7 also? They have that same sort of thing, the Hirachi, right? Which does kind of make for a smaller fit overall initially anyway, but add to the fact that this does have like some sort of foam that'll kind of adjust to your foot, it's supposed to mold to your foot or whatever. That kind of makes these start to feel not so bad later, right? So you put them on, even right now, feels a little snug, right? When you walk around for a day or something, I usually just wear these to work and maybe to the gym after that. And throughout the day they start to feel pretty all right. They got the air thing in the midsole, right? That's kind of nice. Overall, sure, they're still a little clunky and whatnot, not going to overlook that. But getting back to the main thing, the whole sizing situation, yeah, out of the box they will feel a little small, right? To me, maybe to you. I just give them time, then everything is okay. Is that going to work out for you too? Maybe not. I don't know. There are a whole lot of Foamposite 1, specifically Foamposite 1 reviews out there on the internet. Feel free to watch more than just the one. If you only watch the one and make your decision off of that, not a good idea. So anyways, past that though, one thing I'll go back to, I emphasized Foamposite 1 because there is a Foamposite Pro, and from what I'm told, they fit differently. So this being a Foamposite 1, know that. And if you're looking for Foamposite Pro info, this is not the video for you. Anyway, so past that, now that I've talked about the size and all that stuff, I'm going to tell you how I feel about these things and a little backstory as to how they came to be. So here's the situation, people. When was it? It was Friday. I was out running around, like literally running around because that's the thing that I do. And I finished, it's like 4 or something, almost 5 miles or whatever, because that's what the Garmin thing was telling me to do. And I looked down at my phone and it's all like, hey, you've got access to these Galaxy foams. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go and I click on the thing and it's like, yeah, enter this raffle. It ends at 3 or something. And that's when we'll let the winners know who won. And I'm like, all right, I guess that's easy enough. So I do the thing, click, boom, there I am. And then my friend shows up. I run around with him for another 5. And then after that, I happen to notice the thing's like, hey, you won. And I'm like, oh, interesting, right? So there's that. So they came straight from the sneakers thing, that whole early access thing, which Logan J, I should have mentioned him earlier. Logan J, the sneaker professional, he's the one he also sent me a message saying, hey man, just so you know, check your thing, blah, blah, blah. Because he knows I don't really pay a lot of attention to stuff, but I do buy these. So he made sure that I was aware, which I do really appreciate, even though I already knew right from a little bit earlier before he sent the message. It's nice to know people are watching out for you. Anyway, so yeah, went through, got those. The thing happened, tracking numbers showed up the next day, and these showed up today. So they actually shipped yesterday and arrived today, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, so now I'm looking at them, right? And this is where the personal opinion part comes in. I did not really care one way or the other about these before they showed up or whatever. I was just like, well, it's a Foamposite 1. I do like that. And I hear that this one is one that a lot of people are into, so maybe I'll check it out. We'll see how it works out, right? And I got them, and I'm looking at them right now, and yeah, they look pretty cool. I'll give it that. I don't get the hype behind them, honestly. It's a cool look, kind of, but I'm looking at a lot of the other ones I have a whole Foamposite collection video out there on the internets, right? If you found this, you can find that. And a lot of those, in my opinion, do look better, especially like the abalone foams, right? The habaneros also. There's probably some other ones in it. The peanut butter and jelly, big fan of those ones. But yeah, so this one, while not bad, I don't get it. I don't get like why everybody was going so crazy about it. Not looking down on them, just sometimes like when you see all that hype going on about things, just makes you wonder like where is it coming from? Is it because they're like super expensive at this point and everybody wants to brag about them? Going back like months ago. Is that what's going on here? Right? I don't know. Don't care. I'm just giving you my opinion, and I've given it to you. So there's that. So I don't know what else to really say about these, right? I don't know if there's any other little hidden pieces to these that doesn't look like there is. But once I'm done taking all the pictures and stuff, I'll probably get in a better idea then. Because the plan, right? I've done a whole lot to get through my backlog of reviews because I figured since I got through on these, figured if I can get this review out like in a decent time, that would be cool, right? Because otherwise, the longer you wait, the more it is a waste of your time to make some of these videos. So I figured I'm going to go all in. I got 6 or 7 videos to edit, and I got about 2 days to do it. So that's why you've been seeing a lot trickle out from me. And you'll see 2 more videos today and 1 in the morning, and then I'll be caught up. And then the plan is to get all the pictures today for this, get the on feet clips recorded also for these, and then tomorrow record the actual review, edit the review, post the review later on in the evening after the video that's already scheduled for 9:30 goes up, right? That's the plan. We'll see what happens, but I feel like I got a pretty good chance of success at this because I've been doing this a while. I kind of get it, right? It's almost down to a science. But anyway, so quick recap and whatnot for the people who showed up a little bit late. This fancy little box, I like the box more than the shoes almost. The box here, because it's got like it's a little different. Got the Nike thing, got the stars and whatnot back there, right? On the side, you got that. On the other side, you got the same thing, but with a little bit of stuff talking about what's in the box, or at least what was in the box. And then you look at these things, they both look the same, minus this one because it has this thing on it. Right there's that for you in case you didn't get a good look at it, because I don't think I really gave you a good look at it. That's that. This is the side of it. Bottom, all that stuff looks the same, but the upper is really the thing that's different. And like I said, a short version of the sizing thing that I went over earlier, true to size worked out fine for me. May or may not work out fine for you. Watch more reviews, not just this one. All right. From there, the shoe stuff for today is done. If you are only here for that, feel free to leave. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to ramble on for a few minutes about, what did I see last week? Love Hurts and Hard Eyes, right? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Start with Love Hurts because that's the one I saw first. Oh, see some messages in there, but I've already responded to those. So there's that. If you missed that, Will Roman, just rewind a little bit, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so here's the thing. Love Hurts. It's got some little Asian guy, and I guess he was like some killer for some dude, and then he like left that life to just go get away from it all. And there's this woman that, he kind of helped her get away from it all. It's a whole thing. And then like they're being tracked down at this point and trying to, I don't know, I guess be killed or pulled back into that life that they were a part of or something. It was honestly like the plot, it was just dumb. It didn't make much sense at all. But the movie was also short. It's like 120, not 120. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, right? So it just kind of goes from A to B to C to credits, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess it's probably a good thing that you didn't really get too deep into this because this was kind of some trash here. But as far as the entertainment value of the movie, right? Because that's what I was there for. It looked like it might be entertaining. It looked like it might have some laughs, some cool action scenes and whatnot. There were some mildly funny parts in there, but then there were a lot of parts where like they tried so hard to be funny that it just was not. That it just fell so flat, right? And I was like, well, this is not great. The action part, here and there, like that was pretty good. There were some parts in the middle, I think, where it kind of like slowed down for like story related reasons or something, which was a huge misstep in there, in my opinion. But yeah, so the action was kind of cool, right? It just wasn't as much of it as one might have expected based on trailers and whatnot. So there was that piece of it. And what else about that? Like it was yeah, all in all, it entertained me kind of like while it was happening, so I wasn't like upset about it, but I thought it would be better than it was. And so, I just kind of was wrong about that. And I saw that one first because I thought like I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be in like the good theater room, so that's cool, right? They usually put like the good movies in there, the ones people are looking forward to, and will draw the crowds. Nope, there's like three people in there watching this trash. But the next day, I had planned to see Hard Eyes, right? Because I'm thinking I'll see the good movie first, and then I'll see this other movie, and who cares if it's bad? Whatever. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It's fine. So I'm watching that, and like even from like the beginning, I'm like, I feel like this is going to be the better movie, and it was, right? Which was crazy because I was thinking that this was just going to be what what Love Hurts ended up being, like something that's like mildly entertaining, but ultimately just like a waste of time. But no, it was actually pretty solid, and I'm not trying to like say it's like a great movie or whatever. If you watch the trailer, you kind of get an idea of what you're getting into. But I would say, like, if you watch the trailer and you think that it's like looks like it might be worth your time, definitely go check it out. It's not anything that's gonna like blow you away. It's not gonna be like the new blockbuster or anything like that. But for like a story like that, they actually did it pretty well, right? And there was some interesting death scenes or whatever you want to call those, like because it is that kind of movie. So it ended up being all right. So go ahead, check it out. It's got some twists and turns in there, just enough to kind of keep you guessing a little bit once in a while. So it was more worth my time than the Love Hurts was. But on that same note, though, one thing that I will suggest, though, it's a little older now, but the movie Thanksgiving, that was also pretty solid. Like that was from like years ago. I think I may have actually, I think that came out while I was like doing my like video posts about like movies and stuff. So I don't know, maybe it's 50-50 shot. I guess I either did or I didn't. But that one, I would suggest that one if you're like looking at movies like that and you want something that's like also pretty solid. Thanksgiving is a good one. Not Founders Day. Founders Day was very misleading. It made me think I was going to get the same treatment. On paper, it kind of was. In execution, very much not. Very much not. But whatever. So that's enough out of me, I suppose. Hey, there's Homegrown Kicks. I was just watching what I thought was a live video of him last night because it was on his channel, but apparently it was just being broadcast from somewhere else. I guess that's a thing you can do now. You think I would know more about how YouTube works? No, not at all. But yeah, so I clicked on it and then I was like, oh, wait, what is this? No, no, I'm not watching this. No offense, but I was like, it wasn't for me. So I just moved on and watched one of his older videos. But anyways, Homegrown Cakes, ladies and gentlemen, right there. I don't know if you can still click on people's names to check out their channels, but he does have one. So go ahead. If you're into shoe-related things, he's a shoe-related guy, as the name would imply. So there's that for you. And then greetings from Italy, right? I think is that the Italy flag? I feel like that's the Italy flag. Fun fact for you. The flag from Iowa is actually the flag from France, but we just put this little thing in the middle here to say Iowa because, it was like a French territory type thing many moons ago. So that makes me like some percent French. Like, I guess like maybe somewhere between 99 and 100%, I suppose. I don't know. Not great with the math on that one. But yeah, French guy. So anyways, I think that is enough out of me, unless there's anything that the people in the comments, or not comments, what do you call this thing? The live chat? Does anybody in the live chat have any questions for me before I get out of here? Don't have to be necessarily related to anything that I've talked about today. If you just want some questions answered, maybe you need some insight into life because I'm old and you want that, I got you. I can give you something to work with. Not great, but I give you something to work with. What is this? Oh. So otherwise, I'm going to start closing this thing out. If you guys seriously do have anything you want to say to me or want my response on anything, this is your moment to get that all typed out. Otherwise, in the next couple minutes, I'm going to get out of here. From me to you. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I have two videos going up later today, 3:30 and 9:30, and then one again in the morning at also 9:30. So if you want more shoe-related content, good, because it's coming. If you don't, well, that's unfortunate. But I will tell you this. I do have a few boxes of cards coming, Marvel Masterpiece XLs. Looking forward to that. Those are supposed to arrive in the next couple days, which means you should see a video in the next couple days, plus 1 or 2 days, because time to get the whole thing unboxed and uploaded, which is easier than the shoe stuff, but it takes time. It takes time. So that's what's coming up as far as like content related things go. And yeah, otherwise there's nothing. It's all running shoes, right? Just so you're all on the same page. It's all just a bunch of running shoes because that's what I've been buying lately. It's nothing that's gonna like be anything like this where people actually care about it for the most part. It's just stuff that I'm buying because I run a lot and I like options, kind of like how Iron Man has different suits for the different occasions. Yeah, same sort of deal. So that's what's going on. All right, how's the family? We're gonna hit these in order. Oh, it looks like there's only one. How's the family? I don't really have a family, it is just me here, right? Which is why my money goes so much further than it might go if I did have a wife and or kids. Luckily, I don't, right? I know that sounds selfish, and I get that. I'm a selfish sort of guy, right? So just being transparent with you. But yeah, as far as like what do you call it? The extended type family or whatever, like mom, dad, aunts, uncles, everyone else is doing all right. But here in the Tristan household, I'm good, man. So I appreciate your asking. Other than that, and then someone says, yo, good day, how are you? Well, I kind of just answer that. I'm not answering it again, but I will put your thing on the screen just because you took the time to, type it all out. I don't want to make you think that was all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So there's that for you. Your little 15 seconds of fame. Now I'm going to undo that. No offense, but it's time for me to get on out of here because I don't see any other little questions popping up. So yeah, like I said, some stuff's coming around. None of it is like anything great, but it's coming. So there's that. Anything else? And he says, thanks. Yeah, no problem, dude. All right, so cool. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll probably cross paths with you at some point because eventually I'll have some Brooks shoes coming in. I haven't made the order yet, but waiting on this one shoe to come back in stock. We'll see. The Hyperion Elite 4 PB. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But I could get it from other places, but there's a discount on the Brooks page, and like $250 is a lot for a shoe. So I'm trying to get at this discount, save where you can, people, a little cheap, just like I'm a little selfish. All right, that's enough out of me. Later, people. Where's this end stream button? There it is.